What's going on, guys? I'm back with another spawn tube tutorial. This time we're going to be checking out the map Invasion. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, just like the map High Rise, I also wasn't as big of a fan of this map. So I wanted to try and find some other spots aside from the obvious ones that most of you guys already know to make this map a little bit more fun to tube on. And after spending about an hour or so, I happened to do just that. And if you're in my Discord server, you'll know that I posted 2 clips showcasing these quote-unquote secret spots that I found on this map, which I will be, of course, going over in this video. I'll be showing you guys what they look like and how they're done, as well as a few other spots that you may or may not already know about. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So to start things off on the attacking side, I have 3 different spots to show you. This will cover each lane on the map, so a tube that goes to the far right side, one tube that goes down the middle, and then one tube that goes to the far left side. This first spot will be how to tube the enemies right down the middle, mainly those that are trying to spawn snipe you, so if they're kind of just working around on that street for the first few seconds of the match. Now the way that this spot works is you can actually split this spot amongst 2 people, so if you and another person are both trying to tube down the middle, you can use this dumpster and have one person at the back side of it and one person at the front. And I'm going to show you guys the lineups for both. So starting with the person that's behind the dumpster, you're going to stand in the corner right here. You're going to line up the bottom crosshair in between the top left and top right buildings right here. So line up your crosshair just like this and then just start spamming right away. And if you're going to be in front of the dumpster, wedge yourself in this corner. You want to line up the top left of your crosshair with the very corner of the left building right here. Just like this. Just make sure the edges are touching and then just start shooting. The next spot will be how to tube the enemies that wrap around the corner and are running alongst the street on the right side of the map. For this spot, it's actually pretty simple. You're just going to run right behind the back of this car. You're going to look towards this electrical box and you want the bottom crosshair lined up just at the top of where the wall is, right here, and just start shooting. And the third spot will be how to tube the enemies that are running alongst the street on the left side of the map. So for this spot, you're going to run over here into this corner. You're going to look underneath this billboard and seeing where this opening is. Now you want to make sure you're aiming in that direction. You want to line up the bottom crosshair with the top of the billboard like this. And you're going to want to do it's kind of like a fadeaway, but instead of jumping, you're just going to walk forward and then walk backward and then shoot your tube as you are walking backward. So walk forward, walk backward, and then as you're walking backward, you shoot. So it's going to look like this, and then you just kind of spam your tubes basically once you have this down. This will basically draw the tube back so that it blows up the car on their side.
Final minute.
Now switching over to the defending side, I'm going to have 4 spots to show you, and it's the same idea. It's spots that cover each lane of the map. I've got one tube that goes to the far left side. I have 2 tubes that go down the middle, and then 1 tube that goes to the right side. The first spot will be how to tube just straight down the middle towards their spawn. So for this spot, you're going to come a little bit towards the white car right about here. And you want to line up your dot somewhere in between these 2 lines of this building right here and aim in the direction of their spawn. So again, once you run over to right about here, have that dot in between these 2 lines of this building and start shooting. The next spot will be how to tube the enemies that are running through the gas station at the back right corner of the map. For this spot, you're going to run over to the right here, stand right behind the barricade. You're going to look in the direction of the gas station, which is right about there. And then with your dot, you want to line that up with the top right corner of this part of the building right here. Again, in the direction of the gas station, and start shooting. This third spot will get any of the enemies that are running alongst the far left side of the street. So for this spot, this one's going to be a little bit tricky. What you're going to do is run over here into this backside next to the ladder. You're going to look up towards the leaves of this tree. You want to line up your dot right in the middle of this opening right here. So this opening right here, this little one, it's gonna take a little bit to try to get used to finding that right away. But as soon as you start practicing this more, you'll be able to find that space in no time. So again, have your center dot right there in the middle of that space in between those leaves. And then with your underbarrel, this does only work with the underbarrel. I should have mentioned that in the beginning. But yes, with your underbarrel, you're going to do a jump shot, but you're going to jump and then shoot your tube as you're coming down from your jump. So not at the peak, as you're coming down. Again, this will shorten the distance of the tube so that it actually lands where you want it to, which in this case is going to be right by the car at the far left side of the street. So again, you're going to run over here into this back corner by the ladder, look up towards the leaves of this tree, find that little opening with your center dot, and then do a jump shot. Again, shoot as you're coming down from your jump. It's going to look something like this. And this last spot that I'm going to show you it's actually more of a bonus spot. I don't really expect any of you guys to get kills with this. It's just something that I kind of came up with as I was finding some of these other spots that I've shown you already. But I figured I'd include it just so you guys can see what it looks like. And this is basically just meant to stop anyone that's trying to get into the ruck shop at the beginning of the round. So this spot, you're going to stand in this corner right here. You're going to look toward the antenna on top of the building right here, aim in that direction. And then you want the height of your dot to be lined up with the very corner of this pillar to your left. So the lineup is going to look something like this. And then once you have this lined up, you're going to execute a fadeaway, which again, if you don't know, it's where you run forward and then you walk backward, and then you're going to jump as you're walking backward and shoot your tube as you are falling down from your jump. So again, once you have this lined up, it's going to look something like this. And that's going to conclude this tutorial. You guys already know what to do. If you found this video helpful in any way, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing as well to keep up to date with all the latest tubing content for Modern Warfare 3. Also follow me on TikTok, where I also upload various spawn tubing clips. And I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I have a Discord server that you can join as well, where you can join the rest of my community to find spots together. Also get into a 6-man tubing squad if anything, if you're looking for more people to play with, so on and so forth. The link to that server is in the description below. We would love to have you over there. Thank you guys again for watching. I'm going to sign off here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.